Warning: the content in this podcast may help you get fit. Your discretion is advised. If you haven't been able to reach your fitness goal, it could be because you keep running into fitness scams, misconceptions, and gimmicks. Finally learn the way and get fit with the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast, hosted by body transformation experts FitnessWithFlex and FitnessWithFlexHERS.
Welcome, guys, to the 16th episode of the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast. We're your hosts, FitnessWithFlex and
FitnessWithFlexHERS, and we're body transformation experts. Many of you may know us from our clients' amazing transformations from all over the United States and all over the world.
And in today's podcast, we're going to be speaking about how to diet and still enjoy your favorite foods. Yeah, I know, that sounds kind of ridiculous. If you're dieting, you're usually used to having bland food, probably grilled chicken, vegetables, no salt, no seasoning, no nothing, but it's still quite possible to have your pizza, your taco, your flan, your cheesecake, your pancakes, but just a healthier alternative version of it.
That's the trick. And this is so important, guys, because food is where most people's downfalls are. So if you, for example, are the only one in your family doing a healthy meal plan, or you're the only one doing a healthy meal plan between you and your boyfriend, and you have to see these people consistently eat the foods that you're so tempted to eat again, but you know that are going to hold you back from reaching your fitness goal, you're more than likely going to break pretty often. But if you have a dish that you're looking forward to that tastes amazing, that isn't so high in refined sugars, then I'm pretty sure that those chances are going to lower by a lot. So it's very important that you have an awesome menu filled with like healthier alternatives to foods that you really like, so that you don't break as easy.
Now, you guys might be asking yourself, okay, now, where is this food?
What the hell do I do now?
Well, lucky for you guys, FitnessWithFlexHERS has come out with a new ebook called From Junk Food to Good Food, Volume 1, which is a healthy alternative to some of your favorite foods. So this is exactly how you'll be able to eat these foods again.
This book really has helped me so much personally. I know that FitnessWithFlex could probably speak for himself as well, that while we have been eating these recipes over and over again multiple times, we do not feel like we're being restricted from any outside food. I know that, you know, we do this for a living a healthy lifestyle. We try to encourage people to live a healthier lifestyle so that they can live longer and be stronger. But at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is that we're humans and we love to eat good food. So we're not always just thinking about lettuce. We're not always just thinking about grilled chicken. We think about cake. We think about pizza. We think about tacos. And we started to realize that this was pretty hard, especially for people who are beginning a healthy meal plan or are really trying to be mindful. It's really hard to break out of that habit and not have the foods you want to have. So what we did here was that we reinvented all these recipes that are filled with trans fats, filled with refined sugars, foods that are not going to allow us to progress and feel good. And we're like, wait, let's see how it is that we can make them into a healthier version, and a version that we can enjoy and not feel so guilty about.
And not only that we can enjoy, because, you know, we've been doing this for a while and we're pretty used to having, you know, like, let's say diet food, if you want to call it that. But we've also had a lot of people that are not used to dieting have these foods, and they were pretty amazed that it tasted that great. You know, it's pretty similar to the regular food. Is the only thing that we did is we basically took out the bad stuff that's going to make you gain weight.
We've experimented with these dishes with everybody. Trust me, like, not just people who are trying to make healthy decisions. We've tried it with people who don't really care what they eat, to people who don't even have a set like meal schedule, probably eat once or twice a day, and they do not even notice that these are healthier alternatives to some of the foods that they always like to eat just because it's so good.
Also, of course, it's a hassle to cook all the time. It's time consuming. We went through that as well. You know, we have a hectic schedule. Sometimes we got to order out the healthiest option that we can or try to get food outside. But once we really dedicated ourselves to start cooking every day, you know, you kind of get in the habit of things, and it's not that hard, and you start to notice that the quality of food that you make yourself is so much better than outside. You know, it's so hard to keep track of where you're eating outside. You don't know what oil they're cooking. You don't know if that oil has been there for the past 3 days. You know, you don't know if your food fell on the floor and they picked it up and they put it back on your plate. You know, you don't know if they're washing your vegetables. You really don't know what the hell's happening. Only you know what you're doing in the kitchen. So that alone gives you peace of mind, and not to mention that it just tastes so much better.
Yeah,
You
because you
know?
put your own spice into it, right? So, like, if you want more cheese, you could put more cheese. You don't have to ask for extra cheese, salt, etc. And Fitness with Flex laughs at me sometimes when I have these dishes because he can tell how much I enjoy my food. I'm a really picky eater just because I get very sick from food very quickly, especially if it's been out for days, or even if I order out and it's something healthy like grilled chicken and salad, I usually get very sick and I have to drink a probiotic right after, being that maybe they don't wash the protein properly or they don't cook it, whatever it is. So when he sees me enjoying these foods, it's almost like I could even put a blindfold on me and just eat. I don't have that curiosity and finding out, like, what can I find in my food? Is there a hair in my food? Is there a bug in my food? Is there mold in my food? Because no one's gonna put more love into the food you're about to eat than you. So that's really been an eye opener for me. And also, not ordering out anymore has really helped us save so much money. When you think about saving money, a lot of people think about saving big chunks of money, or they don't pay attention to the little habitual things that they pay for every day, whether it's a little soda, whether it's a bag of chips. But if you're doing it consistently, there's a good chunk of money invested into that. And when you take it away from that and you start to just save it, or even if you go to the supermarket, you realize that you get double the worth or triple the worth in the amount of food that you're getting versus if you're ordering takeout all the time.
Especially when you're having 5 meals a day, six
Oh
meals a
yeah.
day. You know what I'm saying? You
It's,
order out, you spend $20, $30. You're doing that 4 or 5 times a day.
and it's,
Woo!
yep, especially if you're Fitness with Flex, when you're like a freaking vacuum inhaling everything that's around you. You need a lot of food. So it's really been helping us to, one, save, and two, instead of us having 2 or 3 meals a day, that same amount of money that we're using, we're getting 4, 5, 6 meals out of that. And we put so much love into the food, so it tastes even more amazing if versus if you were gonna eat something from a restaurant.
Yeah, and since this is a healthy alternative version of these foods that you like, you know, how many slices of pizza can you have before you get fat? You know, that doesn't mean that you can't get fat having these foods, because again, this is an ebook of healthy alternative food. This is not a meal plan for you. You know, you still got to get a customized meal plan, all that stuff, but you're definitely having way less stuff in this food that's gonna make you gain weight compared to the regular food. Which means that if you even felt like overeating, you could probably eat double or triple the amount, and it'll do the same damage that the regular food would do. I wouldn't recommend that, but I'm just saying you'll be able to have a lot more food compared to just having regular food.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If you guys really start to pay attention to the nutritional facts to a lot of things that you're eating, whether it's a slice of pizza, whether it's a flan, whether it's a cheesecake, you start to really realize that the portion that you're eating is not even a one serving portion. Is usually more than likely a portion for 4 people, maybe even 2 people, 3 people. So if that's always happening to you generally, and now you're transferring this to a healthier alternative pizza or a healthier alternative flan or cheesecake, trust me, you're going to start realizing and you're going to see the facts that it's not going to hit you as hard as if you were to overeat on regular pizza pizza, like Fitness with Flex said, or regular cheesecake.
That's right. And we want to take out the time to really thank everyone that has purchased the book so far. The official release date is April 17th, 2017, which is today on Monday. But we actually did an early release maybe like 4 or 5 days ago. And surprisingly, a lot of people got the book already. You know, we got a lot of reviews back of how delicious the food was. So once again, I want to thank everyone, and I want to thank all you guys, because I know you guys are going to buy it today, right?
Yeah, really, like, I don't want to sound cliche, or I don't even know, because the word appreciation, it really doesn't express how grateful we are to all the people that have been so excited, so supportive. Before the release of this book, we had numerous amount of emails, text messages, DMs through our Instagram, social media contact of people telling us, when are you coming out with this book? When are you coming out with this book? And when we did do an early release on that book, our numbers just started flying. Our phones just started going off like, oh my God, I can't believe there's an early release to this book. I can't wait to buy it and to make all these delicious meals that we've been posting on our social media. Everybody's been so excited for it. So honestly, from the depths of our heart, we truly, truly appreciate all the love and all the support that you guys have really been giving us this far.
And guys, stay tuned. When we come back from this short break, we're going to be going over some of the recipes that you could look forward to in this ebook. Stay tuned.
Are you tired of eating the same old boring foods while dieting? Imagine eating things like pizza, tacos, cheesecake, lasagna, pancakes, flan, and much more. Now it's possible with the Fitness with FlexHERS, from junk food to good food recipes. This ebook will show you how to make healthier alternatives to some of your favorite foods. Visit www.fitnesswithflex.com and purchase your copy today.
Alright guys, so we're going to be going over a couple of our recipes so that you guys can get a better feel on how we made these recipes into a healthier alternative from the original recipes. So what we did in this book here is that we wanted to try to eliminate as much refined sugar and as much carbs as we could, being that for the most part this is one reason why a lot of people gain body fat, because when you do consume a lot of refined sugar and a lot of carbohydrates, your body starts to release a lot of insulin, and when your insulin levels are consistently active or are consistently high, your body cannot burn body fat efficiently. So for example, one of our recipes here is the cheese shell taco, and what we did here was that we removed that tortilla or that hard taco shell and we replaced it for a cheese shell, which amazingly makes the recipe super awesome, and it tastes pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, for my opinion here, I really could not taste the difference. I actually tasted better.
Yes, it did.
You know, you're not having all those carbs that's coming from the tortilla, so like I said, you could probably have a couple more tacos, and you don't have to wait until Taco Tuesday to have tacos. Like, you can have it every day.
And also, think about portion control, like we were talking about back then. How many tacos do you usually have? Are you usually having one taco or two tacos, maybe 5 tacos? So if you're that type of person that's having 4 or 5 tacos, this is really gonna make a big difference, because you're cutting out all that refined sugar, all those carbohydrates that you find in the tortilla or in a hard taco shell.
Now, the next recipe that we have also in the book is the cauliflower pizza. Now, I know the word cauliflower might throw you guys off, like, oh, that might taste nasty, whatever. But if you guys really think about it, the crust of the pizza is dough. That doesn't really have any flavor to it. So the cauliflower doesn't really have a flavor to it either, so it's easily replaceable, you know, and it tastes just as good. To me, it tastes even better than the regular pizza. It probably tastes better to me because I know that I'm not having that much carbs, you know. Probably a whole pie or probably a couple of slices of the cauliflower pizza would equate to maybe like one slice or maybe half a slice, because one slice has a lot of carbs.
Yeah,
you know?
Think about it. Would you really go to a pizza shop and just buy a pie of just dough? I mean, what you really like is the cheese and the sauce and the topping. So for you to have those unnecessary carbs, that's really kind of ridiculous when you can enjoy a pizza that has half the carbs, maybe even less, and it'll be guilt-free. Another awesome recipe that we have is the almond crusted chicken parmesan. I know your mind just got blown away, because how many of you guys can really have chicken parmesan while you're trying to eat healthy? But one of the things that we did for this dish was that we replaced the breading, the breadcrumbs, for almond flour. Something so simple yet so delicious, and you cannot even tell the difference. You cannot tell that you're missing out on anything special. And on the plus side, you're not getting a whole bunch of heartburn after you're done eating it because from all the grease and all the frying and stuff. So it's really, really, really tasty, and you don't feel like shit after you eat it.
One of my favorite desserts is flan, and for anyone that has had flan before, you know that they use a lot of condensed milk, and that's pretty much all purely sugar. So one of the things that we did there is that we're not using sugar. You could use either stevia, which is a natural sweetener, or you could use Splenda. You know, you're cutting off all the sugar there. And we also replaced the condensed milk with coconut milk, which hardly has any carbs at all. So again, another healthier alternative.
Tastes so good.
And it tastes really, really, really good.
Another recipe that we have, which is the bomb, is the cauliflower potato salad. And potato, you might be asking yourself, like, that has a lot of carbs. But guess what? You're leaving behind the potatoes. The cauliflower is the star in this dish. Like he said before, it's something that really adapts to any taste that you really want it to taste like. So it's just such a simple ingredient to replace it for, and it just tastes so damn good.
Another favorite of mine is the baked ziti without the ziti, or the stuffed spaghetti squash. Now, I like pasta, but I know how much carbs pasta has, so I really, really restricted myself from having pasta that much, pretty much almost my whole life.
Me too.
But now that we have the spaghetti squash,
dun, dun, dun.
It's a different ballgame now. The spaghetti squash, one of the things that we did was that we replaced the pasta for the spaghetti squash, which is basically like kind of like similar to like a pumpkin or whatever it is. Again, pasta doesn't have a taste to it. You're really getting the flavor from the tomato sauce that you're going to put on it, the meat or whatever it is. So we replaced it with the spaghetti squash. It tastes just exactly the same. As long as you're putting a low carb sauce and you're seasoning the meat right, it tastes exactly like if you're having pasta.
And also, it doesn't really taste like anything. So if I give you a bowl of pasta and I put a sauce on top of it that tastes like pure shit, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to eat that bowl of pasta. Right?
Yeah, so it's not really the pasta, it's more about the sauce and seasoning,
what you're putting in it. So really purchase the book so you can follow these recipes, see exactly the ingredients that we put in it, and that way you can enjoy your meals.
Alright guys, so we went over about 5 recipes of many recipes that are in the ebook. Once again, we want to thank everyone that has purchased the ebook thus far, and we want to thank everyone that's going to purchase the ebook today and also in the future. We really, really appreciate it. And stay tuned for our next podcast episode.
Bye!
Thanks for listening to the Real Results No Gimmicks podcast. We really appreciate it. And if you like what you just heard, please feel free to share our episodes with your friends and visit our website, www.fitnesswithflex.com.